Welcome to Sinkin channel. So last video we have discussed about the syllabus of UGC psychology, and we have introduced social psychology topic, and we have seen it's the portion which is going to cover in the social psychology, and we defined social psychology. And today we'll try to see about the nature of the social psychology. So what is social psychology for that matter? So if you see social psychology for that matter, it is study how people think about, influence and relate to others. It means that it is an interface of both psychology and sociology. So in psychology, which actually analyze the nature of humans, and sociology, which actually analyze the nature of the society, where the amalgamation of both is nothing but the social psychology, which actually analyze the nature and the relation of man to the society. So we have two entities here. So man in relation to society is what we actually study in the social psychology. So especially when we talk about nature of the social psychology, last century witnessed a lot of creation of a lot of different scientific branches of sciences, and specialized branches for specific needs actually. But here if you see that which actually helped into the technological developments, etc., and that have changed the face of scenario and the face of the education and knowledge. But here if you see, new social realities actually generated new social problems, new problems. So for that needed social psychology where came into existence to actually deal with the new realities and new problems actually. And coming to the nature of when we talk about how we're going to deal with the social psychology here, it is a scientific method. So social psychology is scientific in nature. So what exactly scientific in nature? In the science, it's an experimental way. In the sense, it needs collection of careful made observations, and in which in the social psychology, approach deals with different range of topics actually. For example, one can ask a very common sense questions also, and which can go beyond the scientific explanations as well. And it adopts scientific methods which has 3 basic steps, and you can see here 3 basic steps here. So that is one is the collection of carefully made observations. So here carefully made observations requires gathering of information about issues and process of interest. So, and even attitude of skepticism. So here in this first method, here without the collection of data or proper information, it is very hard to carry out the scientific inquiry, right? So the first basic step is nothing but the collection of carefully made observation with an attitude of skepticism, right? So that's the first and foremost step. And the second step is the ordered integration of these observations and the statement of general principles. So we need to state general principles by keeping this, integrating these observations, and we will put forth certain statements, right? And the third one is nothing but the utilization of these general principles to predict future observations. So that's what I told that, this nature of social psychology is in scientific in nature. So that, whoever does, wherever it is, the repeatability and even, the principles that we govern would be almost objective in nature and scientific in nature. And coming to the social psychology studies the experience and the behavior of individuals. So if you see that the nature, right? The second point that we are dealing here is it deals with it studies the experience and behavior of individuals, which would put forth in an equation B equal to F, a function of P and E. That is, behavior is a function of person and environment. So just before we have seen that social psychology actually deals with the man and its interacting environment. So the same way here, Kurt Lewin's given in 1951, given the famous formula, which actually says that behavior is a function of person and environment. And coming to the next aspect, so there are a number of questions that we can actually figure out when we talk about this that is B equal to behavior equal to function of person and environment. For example, why do people help others? So for example, altruism, right? We can question the altruism. What is jealousy? So if you see this, what are the main causes and its effects? So these kind of questions that we can actually put forth in the by analyzing these statements as well, where first question is about the behavior, that is the behavior that can be directly observed. What behavior, right? So, and the other one is something which is emotional state. Jealousy is something which is emotional state. So emotional state cannot be directly actually measured. So there are certain methods that we employ in social psychology, which studies both the observable behaviors and as well as emotions and thoughts, which cannot be observed directly. So that's why this is the social psychology studies both experience and behavior of the individuals. So especially when we talk about individuals, what are groups? So what are groups? So groups are nothing but individuals and collective organizations. So these are nothing but the groups. So an individual and a collective organizations together, we call it as groups. And what is a culture that, for that matter? So we are dealing with different questions in relation to others and the environment, right? So an individual with others and environment. So what is the culture? So when we talk about culture, culture is nothing but is a social stimulus, situation has some important capacities for change that non-social stimulus situations lacks. So for example, there is a non-social situation where it lacks this culture, but a social situation would contains this culture actually. So coming to what are the causes of social behavior and thought, for that matter? So we are talking about man in relation with environment, right? So B is a function of P and E, person and environment. So we have here we need to even discuss about what causes the social behavior and its thought. So social psychology especially deals with this kind of behavior of individuals, as well as theories about the causes and factors that might lie behind a particular behavior and phenomena. So these which phenomena would be explained by the social psychology by different theories put forth, and especially most studied social interaction theory is nothing but Barron and Brains. So let's see what exactly the theory suggests is that the action and the characteristics of others. So and then the basic cognitive processes like memory, reasoning, belief, ideas, judgment about others is what causes the social behavior and the thought. And ecological variables, which can be a direct or indirect influences of physical environment. right? The physical environment like heat and other season, etc., which can have an effect on people or individuals, ecological variables for that matter, or cultural context for that matter. Cultural norms can be different from culture to culture. Membership in the various groups also can influence or cause the social behavior on the thought. And last but not least, the biological aspects of human behavior and the genetic inheritance relevant to social behavior. So these are the different causes of social behavior and thought which actually we study in the social psychology. So that's what this is very important and very interesting concept that I have find it very favorite topics of mine, and I have started with these introductory topics, UGC syllabus with the social psychology, which actually focuses on understanding the causes of social behavior and on even identifying the factors that can shape our feelings, behaviors, and thoughts in social settings. So that's what I wonder. Very much about this topic and necessary for UGC is concerned, right? So these are the causes, and this is the nature of social psychology, where it is scientific in nature, where we can study the experience and behavior of individuals, and we can actually figure out causes of social behavior, right? And at different settings. So I hope you will be enjoying this video, and I hope this video is useful for you guys. And we'll meet in the next video that is about scope of the social psychology. Thank you.